podcast. Come take this walk with me.
Welcome back to the Three Parallels podcast with your host, the brother Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, we embrace who we are, and we make room for who we're trying to become. On today's show, I am telling y'all, buckle up, buttercup, okay? Get your notebook, get your notepad, get your friends, get your family, get you a cup, get you a glass. Get you whatever you need to do to take in what's about to be shared, because this is Black history. This is Black excellence. I don't even know if we still in Black History Month or not, but I'm still celebrating. So this may come out in March, may come out in February, may come out tomorrow. I don't know, but it's coming out. And what's coming out is members of the prestigious Pi Delta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, founded at Cornell University. But as you can see, I mean, I'm not here to give you a history lesson. I am here to give you me. And I'm connected to some amazing brothers, right? Some brethren. I'm attached to them. And these particular brothers that I have on the show today, they have chapters of books of our lives, directly and indirectly. This is Three Parallels. I just need y'all to be prepared for what's about to happen. And me sharing this is giving you time to get that notebook that I said. If you don't have a notebook, you can get the journal. Gator Scales Journal, available now. It's on sale. Black History Month. So we're coming to you live from the campus of UWA, University of West Alabama, and the year is 2002. And for those who can see us, the viewers, I got on the same shirt that I crossed in 25 years ago. And guess what, y'all? It fits. One time for Black men's mental health and wellness, it fits. Now, it don't fit the same as it did 25 years ago, but guess what? It still fits. Some of us can't even put our graduate t-shirt on. No shade, no disrespect. Our undergrad, our high school, right? No shade, no disrespect. That's evidence. I want you to pay attention to the breadcrumbs, to the ripple, and all the love that's going to come to you today. Because from Battlecast Studios, we are on the campus of the University of West Alabama. It's 2002, and we are actually in the frat house, these brothers. And the frat house is laid. I mean, because our alumni, next level. So we got all the things and the beings. And these brothers that I'm with right now, this is full circle, because in 2026, we're still celebrating 2002, because that's when we were all on campus at the same time. And these two brothers were the yin to my yang, because they both had aspects about their lives that I shared with you in the previous episode that instilled things in me that I couldn't have got without these guys. Because of these guys, the Pact was established, and my belief is, and I'm entitled to it, the reason I'm Dr. Branch is because of these particular two individuals I have on the show today. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the one, the only, Dr. Julian Magee, the one and only Dr. Taiwo Togun, my brothers from another mother land that is here to share us with you of the story of the Pact. So we're going to start from where we are right now. It's 2026, but it's still 2002. It's a Thursday night. Classes are over. We pre-gaming at the frat house. What's about to happen next?
The music gets turned on up loud, and somebody's pouring a drink of your choice, a libation of your choice. Back then, there wasn't many options. It's probably the reason why I don't drink vodka to this day.
Hell, Crown Royal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Little Crown. Yes. Yeah. One time for those who got purple bags all over the house, okay, with Crown Royal on it, little velvet purple bag.
I have a bar, and guess what's on it? Crown Royal.
Come on.
Next to McAllen 15.
Come on.
Because I know where I came from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love it.
So yeah, the music is going. I'm sure you are standing up and you're starting to pop.
He's yelling flavor.
All day. All day.
Taiwo is smiling and walks in and decides to jump in with you. And I'm just sitting and watching because I know it's going to be a good time tonight.
All
so
day,
there it is.
That's where we are, y'all. And this is pre-gaming. We still going to the Oak Tree Lounge a little later on.
Oh,
If
the
you know,
oak tree.
if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Shout out to UWA alum. Shout out to
Oh,
UWA. Everything. University of West Alabama. Big shout out. Big pimp. All y'all.
man.
Appreciate y'all. We here now. So let's start. I'm curious to know
Wow, the
your
oak tree,
perspective.
bro.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all gotta excuse us. This is gonna be an episode, okay? We may need to schedule a few. So I'm curious to know your perspective, both of you, your perspective when I came to you years ago and basically made an offer. Hey, I'm interested in doing this doctor thing. I don't know if I can or not, but I know y'all can. And I want to create a pact that we're going to become doctors in our field. I'm curious from your lens at that time, what was that like for you? And, what did that mean to you with this challenge and me including you in it?
I mean, I don't think I saw it as a challenge. Um, it's not that I think for me, I was probably happy that you found a realization of the talents that you weren't giving yourself credit for. I mean, I could say seeing Taiwo and knowing who he was and is, I had no doubt of what he would get to be, and I had no doubt of what my own thing would be. I mean, that may sound arrogant, but I think it was just the truth. More so because I think we were just driven. And I think sometimes my frustration, if I'm being honest, I'm looking back then, I could say it was a frustration at times to listen to you, was to see you plan and do all these things. You just wouldn't do it from an academic standpoint. And I remember having a conversation is like, you do all this stuff for the frat and you're all into it. Yet the one thing you should be in college for, you're seeming to find every excuse of why you can't do it. And you're telling yourself that I'm not smart. I'm not, and I'm like, I see all the things that are contrary to it. Now, it's not for me to tell you, but it's like just to point these things out and then let you do with it what you would do with it. And so for you to come to this realization that not only am I going to graduate, but I'm going to go further than I ever have. So it was just like, honestly, it's about damn time.
That's real, man. That's real. I receive it then, I receive it now. And this is full circle, man. So thank you for that. Thank you for all of that.
Yeah. And for me, it felt, I guess, like similar to Julian. It did feel like the next automatic thing for me was more school. I at the time was not sure if it was med school or a PhD program, because I was sort of taking some pre-med courses alongside my math major. So, but in that conversation, I do remember thinking about how fucking cool it would be, to have that day when we are all celebrating, one another and just I didn't know what it would look like. I
Mhm.
just thought it would be really amazing. Um, but I was going to go to more school. I just wasn't sure which direction. Which direction, whether it was med school or PhD, right?
But you knew school was in your future.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
The
Yeah.
furthest future I had was Thursday nights. What we do. That's it. Farthest future. So for us to be here, man, I'm proud of us. Number one, I am proud of us. And, what was it for you knowing that I have these guys that's on this journey? Everybody's on their own path. You're doing your own thing, but knowing you got support, knowing you got somebody who has goals and ambition that you came from as far as undergrad, to get to there to become adults and pushing, knowing what's around us. What was that experience like for you, for both of you?
I think it was everything for me, because academically, I was strong, or at least I held my own and did my work. But when it came to the social aspect, I felt that I learned a lot from both of you. I learned a lot about, sort of being able to blend fun with work, right? Because it was always, I've got to study, But then, you know, I felt our relationship really, I think, brought out the social aspect of who I am today. It was certainly a defining moment. And just having, when you and I were roommates, I thought I learned a lot, being, I mean, I was smooth, but I didn't have game,
Let's go. Let's talk. Listen, we in the frat house, y'all.
Yeah.
We in the frat house. Y'all got
You know,
access. Okay? Y'all got
so,
access. Let's
Don't get
go.
yourself into no trouble now.
Come on, listen. We
you
grown out
know,
here. We good and grown. Let's get
I
it.
pick, I definitely got some game, through that relationship, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, I
Salute.
mean, I think for me, just having that support system and people that sort of pulled me out of always focused on studying and sort of showed me how to balance, play and study. I think it's a different kind of support, right? But it's certainly a defining aspect of who I am till today, for sure.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah. And I mean, I would agree with that. Even for me, I probably wasn't as concerned about the study as Taiwo, but I definitely was. But I've found myself looking for the next thing and not living in the moment a lot. Because it was like I knew again, well, UWA was not going to be the end for me. And even me getting there was kind of not where I had planned to be, not where I wanted to be. So it was about proving to people that I was whatever. And the irony to me is that I loved it. I loved it so much I went back and I opened a clinic there and I worked there for some years. So it truly was something about that place. But I learned to just kind of chill a little bit. And I mean, I don't know if I had game or not, whatever, but I had fun. I definitely
Yo,
had
I would say y'all stock
that.
did go up when we connected. I would
Oh,
say
for sure. I mean,
I would
I
say
cannot deny that,
my stock went up
bro.
too. My stock went up too in a lot of different ways. And one of the biggest things that I'm proud of is like you two are both sharing, like y'all already knew there was more. And for me, because of my lack of knowledge, exposure, and everything else, I didn't know there were more. There was more. So I always just looked right in front. And being neural spicy, that's another reason I learned later why I'm always looking right in front, what's around me right now. And you both had vision. You both had, y'all knew it. Y'all knew what was next. Y'all knew what was up. So I use that as leverage, kind of like NASCAR. When a car gets behind and they're following that drift, I knew I could follow y'all drift because y'all knew y'all were going. I didn't know where I was going, but if I follow y'all, I'm gonna figure it out. And that's what happened. I followed y'all and I figured it out. So on this journey, because we're all three totally different paths, well, I wouldn't say totally, but these three different paths of science and tech to medicine, sports medicine, physical health, physical fitness to mental health. Like we're like a freaking X-Men team, right? So to have this and move in your lane and do really, really well in your lane, how did you do that? And how did you recognize you were him? All caps, no blue hat.
um, I mean, I was ambitious, honestly. And it started from, I think, running from something instead of running to. I needed success to be in my life. I remember being 6 years old saying, I don't know what I want to be, but I want to be great. No, that was my prayer. Like, Lord, I just want to be great. Now, I could have been the greatest dope boy that there ever was. But I'm thankful that God did have that for me. So, but
Yeah,
whatever it was, I just wanted to be great at it. And I looked at it like a game. And this was the game that I was the most invested in. Um, was my outcome for my future. And because to your point, I have vision for things that I had never touched. It was only things that I had ever read or seen in movies. And I had to think if this thing is real, then it is access. And then I come to a place like Livingston, Alabama, and I meet a guy from Lagos, Nigeria, a world away for things. And I heard people say ignorant stuff, trust me. And and I would just think, how could you sit and have a conversation with this man and say that? But it showed me that there still is some connection, this appreciation for this world that's unseen and unknown. And I can't imagine what it was like to be in reverse, to make that journey to small Livingston, Alabama, which was something that I knew, even being from Mississippi, it's just like another small town. But you couldn't take those same people from Livingston, Alabama, most of them, and put them in a Lagos, Nigeria, to have the appreciation. And when I saw Taiwo basically teaching himself medicine and preparing for the MCAT without having a science major and not being a pre-med major at a premier university. And his consolation prize is he gets into Yale into a PhD program. Notice I said a consolation prize at the time. Well,
Yes,
that's a
sir.
hell of a consolation. I didn't win the $1 billion lottery, but I got the $999 million one. So
Mm.
but it was just seeing these things that I was always wanting to keep my eyes open, and I can be quiet and sit in the background because I'm observing. And those were the things to me and the people who I just had something because that was fascinating to me. I mean, I work in sports medicine and I've seen great athletes. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're catching the ball, you can run fast, you can jump, you can block. And that's great. That's entertainment though. Um, who's gonna impact and change somebody's life? And that's what I saw in all of us, even in small Livingston, with what we did in the fraternity. We took it from always partying to we needed to be social in a way to offer some educational. Think about STD Awareness Week, Women's Appreciation Week. We started that. It wasn't just about these things. And I look at that and I thought, well, if I could do it at this level, why can't I move it and do it to the next level? And we didn't have a roadmap at times. We just did it. So yeah, we tried some things and we built bridges, we burned bridges, we rebuilt bridges, we forged new pathways, but that was that. And if I could do it in this minute, little, small one aspect that most people would say doesn't matter, then why can't I take that same energy and same drive and apply it to anything else that I'm doing to get to where I am today?
Mm.
Man, that's real.
I
Told
can
y'all,
I
get
can
your
riff off
notebooks.
that, but Jay, I can you repeat the question so that I'm actually answering the
Okay.
question?
The question is related to we all went to different places as far as career, medicine, science, tech, mental health, physical health. And in my opinion, we are at a very high level in these places and spaces, maybe more often than not being one of one or the only one, and navigating that space, a lot of imposter syndrome. However, I'm assuming that you all overcame that to discover that you belong, that you are him. So when
Yeah.
did you know that I'm him?
Well, to I mean, to be honest,
Please,
Okay.
I did
please,
not.
please,
Okay.
please.
I did
Okay.
not realize I was him at any point until recently, right? I feel that the imposter syndrome, I've always had the imposter syndrome until very recently. Um, but I felt have always had confidence in my ability to bet on myself. And and that's all I knew how to do. But to find the words of I am him, I I didn't have those words until our work and our journey together of self-discovery through the three parallels. Um, but I never once had doubt in my God-given ability to put myself in a position to go after the things that I wanted and succeed. Many times I may have felt I didn't belong in the room, right? But I feel like part of what I grew up learning was doing it scared, doing it anyway, right? And so I never once had any doubt that I wouldn't make it, but I I never had the language to say that I am him, right?
Mm.
Like that future self that I saw, who I was going to become, right? I just knew that I could chase something, and if I can just bet on myself and believe that that bet will pay off, um, then I would get it done, right? So I never doubted my ability to succeed. Um, because I grew up knowing that through my dad that if anything, I need to trust myself and bet on myself. So I think that I've always been very confident in my ability to bet on myself and whatever the outcome was. But the imposter syndrome, bro, that followed me through, I mean, even at UWA, right? We were living the life. I mean, we were frat boys who had their heads screwed on right and did very well in school. But yet, when I got around other accomplished people, that feeling of imposter syndrome was always there. But
Yeah,
I think I was just blessed with the mindset of doing it anyway, doing it
yeah,
scared.
yeah,
But now I have the language and I feel that discovering, that I know who I am supposed to be and actively working towards that and feeling confident to say that out loud, you know, um, that's a recent feeling.
yeah. I love it, man. I
You
love it.
know.
Yes, listen, we in the basement in the frat house because I appreciate you sharing that truth. And it's a new identity. Like we're all developing new identities every day. And I appreciate you sharing that piece. And it speaks to your emotional intelligence and your authenticity. And that's what I love. And we've always had that, but I don't think we knew that. And now that we know for sure, we don't mind pouring in. So thank you, man, for pouring in and sharing that with the listeners. So the next question, two questions together. This is for me and the listeners. And then the other is for me and the listeners. So first question is I always had a North Star. You two represented my North Star to keep going. So the first question is, did you have a North Star and what was it that kept you going? And the second, my North Star was getting a license plate and a tattoo related to the Pact. Now we all agreed we would do
Oh.
licenses. Last time I checked, we agreed we would do a license plate or a tattoo. Y'all did neither. So could you share with me? Could you share with me and the listeners why? And then what was your North Star?
Oh. Well, the tattoo piece, actually, if you remember, we were in Arizona together and I was going to get one. But I had an unfortunate motor vehicle accident in the desert where I decided to flip an ATV and I had a couple open wounds. So then I was not able to get that tattoo then. And, so back the next year in Arizona, and I had another unfortunate ATV accident. So I was saying, maybe the universe is telling me, you know what? Set that one out.
No, the universe is saying, stay out of Arizona if you want a tattoo.
Could be. I know how I chose to look at it.
That's
Yeah.
real. That's real.
I mean, for me, it's always in my heart. I feel like that's the biggest representation, bro. So,
Tatted on your heart. I like that.
The truth is out now. We all know. I've been curious for 20 plus years. Now we know. Now we know. So your North Star, what was it? Or was it anything or anyone or culture or whatever? Like what kept you going? Because at any point in time, you could have stopped. You could have turned around. You could be ABD, but you didn't. So what was it?
Yeah, I mean, for
Oh,
me, part of it was upbringing and who I looked up to. My dad, biggest influence in my life. And so I felt like he had a lot of influence in encouraging me to push further than I imagine I could push. And and so my North Star, it has changed many times, right? It changed when we were in UWA, it was going to become a doctor, and originally was going to become a medical doctor. And then fast forward doing research and seeing that I majored in math, and there's a way to be a doctor that still contributed to the field of medicine without being a medical doctor. So the North Star became translational research that will take my computational background and apply it to health research questions, right? Which was what I did before I got into the world of entrepreneurship, and I started seeing what I could create with what I have, right? And so my North Star had shifted, and now my North Star is this ecosystem of motivated young learners being connected to real work and real mentors, and you know nurturing that while making a ton of money doing that, you know,
Come on now. Come
a
on.
ton,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
ton of
Y'all
money
hear it?
to take care of my
He's
family and do good in the world, So I think my North Star has shifted, but I think what I appreciate is every time that it has shifted, I'm able to define it, right?
Mm.
And I think that's the most important thing is when it is defined, then there's clarity on how to get there, or at least steps to take to get there. Um, so yeah, my North Star has shifted, right, from being a medical doctor to a research scientist to now an entrepreneur who is creating an ecosystem of motivated young learners connected to real mentors and real work. Because in the long run, I continue to think about like the why I do what I do now, right? And I think to me, education has always been a tool of empowerment, right? I learned that from very young age, and I feel like I feel empowered when I do shit, right? I feel empowered when I'm able to create something and do something. And in my North Star now, you know, that is what I'm chasing for these students, for these young motivated learners, is the true empowerment is not how much math or how much theory or how much computer science you know, is what you can do or what you can create with it, right? And so I'm excited about this new North Star that I've been working towards, and it is really making the true empowerment of education a reality for young motivated learners, you know.
Y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here first. Ooh, you said you him. You ain't have to prove it. Dr. McGee, what you got?
I think similar, at times when I was in school, my North Star was next in proving that I could do it. I had made this plan, I was on this trajectory. And then I think my parents, because they worked hard, they sacrificed, neither one of them had a college education, was the only one
Mhm.
in my family to go to college and graduate, and here I am going. And I remember it was just like, oh, you're gonna be a doctor. That's good. I still don't think they can tell you he does physical therapy, doctor something. We proud of him. It's one of those things, but
Yeah.
he work at that university in St. Louis, and it's like it's a lot of them in St. Louis. But it's that thing, but it does change. When I got out, it was okay. I got to be, because I was the only one in PT. To find a black male is often very rare. Um, to find a black person, but especially a black male, is a female dominated profession. Um, and then I was working for a place. We were affiliated with the University of Alabama. We were affiliated with Dr. Andrews' group. So it's already limited. So I have to show up, I have to do, I have to be. So it's that imposter syndrome. And you know, I became a clinic manager my second year out. When I didn't know what a financial sheet was. I knew profit, but EBITDA and all these other statements and all this, but we turn into profit. So I'm doing something right. But I realized that it was taking care of people. That's what I did. It was the service and taking care of all people. It wasn't just the athletes that walked in the door. It was your mom and them, to the lady who worked at the post office, and I gave them time. I that's where I came with seeing, hearing, and valuing. I truly learned what that meant to see, hear, and value people, and I'm a people person in that way. I'm a humanist. I love humanity, and trying to get the best out of people and what we need. And as a healthcare provider, I get the privilege to walk with people in their suffering. It's a privilege to do that. So I should honor that individual. And I know too often that people who have looked like us, who look like me, or who come from the bottom, they don't get honored just because they don't get seen. They're not valued. And so if I'm gonna be in the one in the room, I get to shake some shit up now. I get to make some noise. Nah, we're gonna treat this person and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. And I want to bring in people who do that. How many people have horrible stories about the healthcare system they encounter? Man, I never go and I would let my arm fall off. I gotta go over there and see them. All that kind of stuff. And it's just I don't want to be that. I don't want to do that. And so it's led to me being an educator. Um, and that's the thing. I'm a physical therapist, so I'm an educator. I deal in inclusive leadership now. So I mean, my roles have changed, but my North Star is still being the betterment of people. You know, I believe that Alpha is the college for the better making of men,
Come on now.
and so bringing that into fruition has been my love, my passion for people. And now my new found passion is really talking about men's mental and physical health, because they go hand in hand. Black men's, or men of colors, health, because we suffer so much and so needlessly at times. And you'll hear me on several other podcasts talking about get your physical health, do your mental health. They go hand in hand. It's something to Deion Sanders saying, if you feel good, you look good, you play good. So, but if you feel good mentally and physically, you have a chance to optimize your life. And I ain't telling you every day gonna be perfect, but you might be able to weather through some stuff, but you gotta go in the basement, right? And you
Mhm.
gotta discover him, little him, capital H, lowercase I-M, to get to all caps him. And that's what I'm trying to do now is I'm empowering. I'm still pushing people forward, and I'm spreading my knowledge in a way that I never thought. I'm speaking, I'm teaching, I'm speaking, I'm teaching as I speak, um, and that's what I hope my future continues to be.
Yeah. It's crazy. Just because I'm thinking about the through line here, right? Not just between,
Hold on real quick. You said it's crazy.
yeah,
Let's try.
it's
hold on, time out. This is Gator University. We speak a little bit differently, three parallels. It's kind of hard for me to allow you to be up in here talking about saying crazy when that perpetuates the stereotype around mental health and counseling. So I can't allow you on my platform to say crazy.
Okay.
So can you find another word that works better for
Yeah,
what you're
it's
finna say?
interesting.
Thank you.
Interesting is a better
Time out
choice
real
of-
quick. I'm a professor, y'all. Okay. I'm a professor. I'm an educator first, and I'm a therapist, and I'm a black man who will not allow my brother to struggle in these therapy streets. That is it. That is all. Dr. Togan, you were saying.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you for the redirection. It's interesting, this through line that I'm observing, or I'm just thinking about the fact that somehow in all of our journeys, there is being an educator, right? And somehow in I think about my little hymn when I was in West Alabama and the hymn, like who I am becoming, and I see that continuation of the joy in what I do or in what we do is centered around uplifting and empowering others, whether it is maybe different groups of people, but I think that is a through line that just, as Julian was talking, and I was just like, that is wild, right? Because that is a connecting tissue between us, which I don't think we have ever named, that we are all doing something as educators, nurturing talent, helping other people find themselves, becoming better versions of themselves, and service. And Julian linked that to Alpha Phi Alpha. And that's certainly something that I learned from being an alpha.
Sir.
It's interesting,
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
that
Love it.
epiphany. Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I
This
mean,
is emotional intelligence in real time to the listeners. This is basement work to be able to see breadcrumbs. So this episode gave breadcrumbs even to us being here, being a part of it. And this is what it means to pay attention to what's hidden in plain sight. So that's been in plain sight for us, but we didn't know until now, and we're talking about over 2 decades worth of time and being in the spaces of education and being educators. I was a stepmaster. Taiwo was a tutor. Dr. McGee, choir director, right? I mean, he did physical therapy. He was teaching. He was showing people how to tape and all this stuff. We've been educators from the beginning. Speaks volumes to who we are. So we've been in the basement. Well, we in the Titanic, y'all. We at the bar at the Titanic. We really deep. I need to come back up because before we close out this episode, I don't never want to close out the episode being in the basement. That's just not likely to happen. So let's lock the door here, leave what's down here, and go back upstairs. Because upstairs, we in the kitchen, but we ain't cooking. Again, I said it's the frat house and a little bit different because we don't cook anymore. We have our food catered. No shade, no disrespect. And it's a huge table. We can't even touch each other. There's only 3 of us. Imagine coming to America when you got to put on the intercom, hey, bro, what you got? That's how far apart we are. So in the kitchen, cooking, I'm curious, 2 more questions, and I'll load these because y'all ready. Gators celebrate. That's something salamanders do not do, but gators celebrate. And one of the proudest moments for me in my life, personally and professionally, was to pay it forward to you two by taking you out to dinner in Red Bank, New Jersey, to celebrate the Pact. It's one of the greatest moments of my life. I foot the bill. I was ready, like, y'all ain't paying for nothing, period. Eat whatever you want. It was a proud moment for me. And it was celebrating completion of what we did. I'm curious to know your experience of that because that's what it was on top of the experience that we had with the mentoring program with the pact that inspired this pact. And the second question is if you celebrated, because I don't know if you did or not, if you celebrated getting your doctorate, earning your doctorate, how did you celebrate that? So twofold, whoever want to jump in.
Red Bank was, I drove 14 hours. Let me say that. Let me
Yes,
start
sir.
there
Come on.
from Nashville.
Come on.
But it was
Hold
a
on, real
thing.
quick. Y'all hit Julian's Cash App. He still need gas money from way back when. I want everybody to win. Everybody on my team gonna win. His cash
Well.
app will be in the comment section. Hey, throw him a couple dollars. If anything he said hit you, for both of them, you hit the cash up. I ain't playing. They did this for free. People pay these brothers thousands of dollars to open their mouth. You getting it for free. Hit his cash app, both of them. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
But yeah, but part of it was, I felt like we needed to reconnect too. So the drive did a lot of things for me, but it was that. So, but I wanted to make it, it was work to get there. Because I got to Ohio and I was like, man, I can still turn back and I'd be closer to Tennessee than I am now. But no, it was
So
it was a
could
great.
you share? Because you said the drive 14 hours. Could you share from state to state? Like let people know geography wise.
I don't even remember how it went. Oh, all right, so I leave Nashville, I go to Kentucky. I'm going through Louisville, and it's cool because that's no drive. I'm outside of Dayton, Cincinnati, wherever that part of Kentucky is. I just know it's basically Ohio. They just had to give it to Kentucky, I guess. Uh, I'm coming up through Cincinnati, and I'm going through, and I get to see the Columbus sign. Maybe I'll go to drive by Ohio State, and then the road just got empty. It's like I ain't seen nothing. Then I get to Pennsylvania and I'm like, okay, I'm in Western PA and I still got to get through Eastern. And somehow I got on the turnpike and got stuck. I didn't even know. I got like a $90 bill I'm like, how I just get off this thing to pay? Then I finally get up and I'm in Jersey and I'm on that Jersey turnpike. I'm like, man, if I see another turnpike, I don't even know what this is. I'm just gonna leave my car here and just start walking. Just I can't do it no more. And I roll in the red bank, and so luckily it was like, the water is it just does it for me. So it was like, again, it's this journey, it's a pilgrimage. You go through all this, you get to this place of solace and rest, but I'm back with my brothers in a way. And and again, I'm back on the couch. So for those of you who don't know, we'll touch the base one time. My time in PT school was spent on an air mattress or a couch. Um, and the rest can be told in another episode, but that's a grown. You're definitely gonna have to pay for that. That's the Patreon
Yeah,
version.
come
Yeah,
on.
we gonna have to charge for that one. And, just know that.
Patreon coming, y'all. He already preparing you. Okay,
uh,
future us. It's already coming. You got to pay for that one.
But so I'm back on the couch again, but it's cool and I'm grounded and I'm relaxed and it's two things that came out of that. It was the dinner, but before that is this lady. I want to give her flowers. So I don't know if she'll ever hear this. Sue Ferrara
Yes, indeed.
was the lady who she helped put this thing together with the Pact, the three doctors. And she stayed in touch, and I've had conversations with her through LinkedIn just that whole time. But the way she acknowledged us, and I don't even know if you all still know, and she was sending things still. When I moved to St. Louis, and I've only been here 4.5 years, and that was 4 years, 5 years prior to that. She was like, "Oh, my husband graduated from WashU. He went to medical school. I go back to St. Louis. I love it." And it was just all these things. So the things that came out of it, even that. But I remember that dinner because it was duck. We had duck, we had a bottle, and I mean, it was like this completion and this reconnection at the same time.
Love it. Love it. And how did you celebrate your the earning?
Oh, when I graduated, we were at the Wine Loft in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yes.
Thank you. To the folks, I was dating a young lady at the time. I hope she's well wherever she is with her family and her husband.
Let's go.
And
We back in the basement. We back in the basement.
no. And then we left the Wine Loft, upscale to do it only the way you can if you went to school in Livingston, the Oak Tree Lounge. Was we finished off at the Legion of Doom, the American Legion over in Inslee, something like
I
that.
think Bessemer,
Bessemer,
Bessemer, Alabama.
Yeah, that was a
Legion.
part of it. You start off in high class and you end up in the hole in the wall.
Let's go. Oh, I love it, man. Thank you for all of that. Dr. Togan, what you got?
Yeah, Red Bank was an experience. I was very proud of you. I
Mm,
feel like that was the feeling I had a lot.
Definitely.
It's like Jason, professor. What was that university?
Monmouth,
Mama.
Monmouth
Mammoth.
University.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was such a treat and a joy, right? And I didn't know Julian was going to make it. But yeah, I that moment, I think what I felt was pride, a lot of pride. You know, going to your office, it was just like, what the?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that felt good. And then it was also my first time na putting a name to that kind of a restaurant. Asian fusion, is that what it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was like, is that
Yeah.
American food or Asian food?
You know, I have it's culture, baby. I had to bring some
Yeah,
culture
yeah,
to
yeah. No, it was a treat. It was a
yeah,
treat.
yeah,
So I think if I remember that night very well, I, besides the enjoyment of, a nice restaurant, yeah, we had that bottle too.
yeah, yeah. Little Willet, yeah, little bourbon.
Mhm.
Special edition. Yes, indeed. Ran your boy back a few dollars, but you
Yes,
know, it's for the
yes,
bros.
yes,
It's for the buzz.
yes.
It's for the buzz.
No, besides all of that enjoyment, what I felt was immense pride, and it was, yeah, I, yeah, I think that sums up what I felt that night.
All right. And
I was
graduation.
very
How did
proud of you.
you celebrate graduating with your doctorate?
Yeah, you guys were there, you know.
But the listeners, they weren't. So if you don't mind sharing, this is for them. This is
Yeah.
not for us. This is not for us. It's for,
Right.
it's for,
We're on the
it's for everybody
podcast.
listening,
Sorry.
man.
Yeah, I mean, I, we had a barbecue, right? Uh, and I think for me, I've always been like a people person, right? Like I love to throw parties, and so I did that when I got my PhD. And it's funny because that night was also I took a picture with my wife now back then in 2013,
Yes,
because in the
sir.
barbecue yard, our sister was also graduating.
Yeah.
Um, so I celebrated by having a big barbecue in my apartment yard, and I think we went out afterwards. But yeah,
Okay.
very
All right.
memorable. That
All right.
picture now is like I always show my wife. It was like I knew
Yeah.
this was gonna happen.
And
I
come
didn't.
on. Come
Yeah.
on. Come on. Nobody know, but they know now.
But
They
nobody
know
know.
now.
But I
All
got
right, man.
evidence.
We need to close the frat house, so we gotta get out of here in a moment. But before I leave, I gotta give this space. Number one, this show is about giving flowers, man. So these are my flowers to you. I want you to know that there's a room upstairs in the frat house. Y'all got your own room, and it's full of roses that I got for for both of you. It's roses,
Appreciate
it's chocolate, all of that. Go in there and smell those flowers because, man, I would not be
it.
this guy without y'all, man. I appreciate you. I love you. Y'all working at a very high level, high performers, high achievers in your own space, in your own lane, and you made it yours. How did we do that collectively and individually at the same time? It speaks volumes to who we are, who we've been from the beginning. And now this is our evidence that we belong. The second is if you could share one last thing for the listeners related to the pact or going further to get their PhD on this show or doctorate or MD or whatever. On this show, we don't give homework, we give life work. So if you could offer life work to the listeners related to the pact or getting their doctorate, what would you share? Anybody?
So related to getting your doctorate, I and I shared this earlier at the Gator University. I think that you you're not selling yourself, you're offering something that's valuable, your talent. And so programs that sort of recognize that and show their recognition of that through the offers that they give you, I think you shouldn't settle, right? I think find the right program and know that you are bringing talent that is going to upgrade the university, and while they might be giving you something, you're also bringing something that's worth it. And so make sure that if you're going for a PhD program, make sure you're not paying for it and that you're getting paid for it. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I would just say, don't be your own barrier. You're gonna have enough of them. It's gonna be even yourself, your id, the unconscious you is gonna hype you up and pull you down. But there's gonna be more than enough barriers. There's gonna be more than enough storms. It's not gonna be easy. But don't add to it. Don't tell yourself why not. Right now, literally, WRITE. Write it down. Why can't I?
I love it.
Stop
I'm
saying
writing
why
that
can't
down.
I? Why can't I? Why can't I do it?
All day long. Last thing, 30 seconds or less. How can people get in contact with you, connect with you, do whatever you doing, be where you at?
Email. I'm just old.
Yeah.
Julian Magee at yahoo.com. Just send it. There you go. My name at Yahoo.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Taiwo at ckobanalytics.com. Or my LinkedIn. Just Google Taiwo or LinkedIn Taiwo Togun. I think I'm the only Taiwo Togun on LinkedIn.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I'm
because
about to check right now.
somebody spamming you already. So
All day, all the time. Fellas, man, I appreciate y'all hanging out in our new frat house because we never had one. We got one now because we said so. This episode represents three parallels all day long. If you are watching this, look at us. Look at who we are and where we are. For me, what I'm wearing represents parallels because this hat represents the future me, which is the current me. This shirt represents the past me, which is 25 years ago. The glasses as well. My hat is tilted because that's how I used to rock my hat in undergrad. Not recognizing I just wasn't trying to set a trend or stand out. This is what I was comfortable with. And I recognized beneath the surface the reason I was so comfortable with it because I recognized when my grandfather passed away, hit the picture on his obituary, he wore his hat the same way I wear mine. If that ain't three parallels, I don't know what is. This has been the Pact episode, the best episode to me, because my brothers are here and I get to share them with you. That is it. That is all. This has been another episode of Three Parallels Podcast with your host, the Brother Dr. Jason Branch, where we rediscover who we were, embrace who we are, and make room for who we're trying to become. If that is you, you are in the right place at the right frat house. Until next time, peace and chicken grease. We out of here.
Three parallel podcast. Come take this walk with me.
Who I was, who I am, who I wanna be. The journey's nothing if I don't know what I want for me. I just wanna see the growth in my mind